It says we're live. So good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on the Grandmother's Voice platform this evening. And thank you for taking time out of dinner time. I know sometimes like 6:30 is still pretty early, but late for some people. I know my family eats a little bit later than that, but I'd like to just acknowledge everyone that's joining us tonight, and thank them so much for tuning into Grandmother's Voice to hear about this amazing relationship that we've built with the Home of Dulce volunteering Brazilian community here in Halton. And you're just an amazing group of community members, friends, relatives that have been, just showing up for our community here. So I'd like to, if you could just take a minute and introduce yourself and share with us just tell us a little bit about yourself and each of you, and then your program. Thank you for joining us.
I can start. I'm Rogério Lacerda. I'm a volunteer and a student at the Home of Dulce group, and I'm one of the founders. As you said, we are Brazilian, and maybe the majority of the group is living in Halton region, and we start as maybe 14, 15 people studying the Spiritism, which is a doctrine created, not created, but gathered and published by Allan Kardec. And when we got here, we just missed so much this study, and then we started studying this doctrine, and currently we are almost, how many, Clara? Maybe 150 people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are so blessed to have this group, and I'm really happy for being here, and thank you for having us in this meeting. And I'm going to pass the word to Clara and Luciana.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to be here with you, Jody, at the Grandmother's Voice platform. I'm also one of the volunteers of Home of Dulce, and alongside the studies activities that we have, we also think it's important to run community engagement initiatives, because as immigrants, we think it's important to be a part of a broader community, right? And now that we are calling Canada our home, it's important to be active in the community and help each other and just spread love. I'm also Brazilian, and I moved 5 years ago to Canada with my husband and my daughter, and we absolutely love living here in Canada, and we are very happy to be here today with you.
So I'm Luciana, and I'm also, I think we have a similarity here that we also have take our dinner kind of late. It's a culture we have. So it's fine, the time is okay. So I'm also a volunteer and a student. It was, as Rogério said, it was a blast in my life when I started in this group. I started as a student, and I'm really grateful for everything that's been happening so far, and all the things we've enjoyed and discovered, and all the partnerships, and I'm really thankful and blessed. Thank you so much.
So perfect timing. Thanks, Cher. We're just introducing ourselves, and Sherry just popped into the room. I'm working on my phone today, because my computer is getting fixed, and so I'm navigating something that's not familiar to me. But Sherry, like I said, you've entered at the right time. Our guests have just introduced themselves personally,
Aw.
and then we were just going to find out a little bit more about their program and how they met
Wonderful.
Grandmother's Voice.
Wonderful. Yeah. Do you want me to introduce myself? Oh, okay.
Sure.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sherry Sabel. I'm a co-conspirator with Jody. And we do a whole bunch of wonderful things together. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Sorry, I'm late. I was actually doing yoga.
Oh, amazing. I think I'm going to have to resort to some yoga tonight because I'm going to admit that not having my computer, I'm having a little bit of detachment of things. So I'm going to go ground myself. And
Yeah.
I think more, I think a little bit of anxiety is that, or anxiousness, I guess, with this is that this is new. But one thing that I'm not uncomfortable with at all is this relationship that we've built with your volunteer group. You guys have been so amazing, and I think maybe it's because you've been doing this for quite a few years, like you had mentioned, Rogerio, right? That you started this, you brought your community together, and you've been doing this for quite some time. Like what did you say? My sound's not that great, but from what I remember when I first met you, like almost 20 years or 15 years, I'm not sure. But I think it was about that time since like the first, when they started to think about this group?
No, it was about 15 people starting in these studies, and then we started trying to help the community, try to join with different community organization, institution, and bring what we have. And what we have is love, is something that we really want to share with the community we are part in. As Clara said, now Canada is our home, and what we brought from Brazil, we are trying to give to the community. So we are a small institution or group. So what we decided, our strategy was to let's gather to another institution and try to give them what we have, which is our enthusiasm, our work, our effort, our love, and try to be part of this amazing community, amazing society. So, and one thing which is basic in the Spiritism is the knowledge that we are a huge family. When I say family, I'm talking about a universal family. Doesn't matter the color of skin, doesn't matter the way you think, doesn't matter what you have in your heart. That's what matters. So that's why we decided to be part of this community and try to help, try to practice what we are studying, and then we are practicing. So that's our goal, our purpose as an institution.
Amazing. And the first time
our group of
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, just to highlight the first time we gathered as a group of study with the 15 people, it was in January 2020. So a little more than 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. But I do remember one of my first communications with you in meetings that some of the members have been living in Canada for like 13 or 15 years or something, right? So, I mean, being here for that long and then just recently starting your community, I mean, it's having that feeling of belonging is so important, I think, for everyone. So you said it, and it's all about love. We're coming together in a time right now where we just went through the pandemic, and we really just want to come together right? And so we appreciate that so much. I was actually, Clara, just going to bring up the first time that you were able to visit us at the center, which was for September 30th, when we had the residential school survivors and we did the walk. And I didn't, I really didn't realize that was your first visit there. But then, please tell us, you were there, and then you came to the center, and let's tell people why we gathered here tonight, because we really wanted to set people up, tell them what we're doing on the weekend. And so, if you don't mind, tell a little bit of the story, how we met, and then we can go right into sharing what's happening on Saturday.
Yeah, sure. So the first time we met was really on the Orange Shirt Day walk that Grandmother's Voice were organized. One of our volunteers heard about the event, and we were all thinking about ways to join in this truth and reconciliation journey, because we had just heard about the residential schools and everything that had happened there, and our hearts were broken, and we wanted to do something, but we really didn't know what exactly, how we could be part of this journey of reconciliation and building a new future together where we all belong. So we heard about the Orange Shirt Day walk. So some of our volunteers attended the event. It was such a beautiful event to honor the children and the survivors of the residential schools. And then we said, wow, Grandmother's Voice has much more to offer, so much more to offer. This was only one of the initiatives. So we were like navigating on your website, and we realized how many free programs you already offer, and we had no idea. So we decided to join the drumming circle, the women's drumming circle. And we were so afraid of, we were super shy. Although it says everyone in the community is welcome to join, we said, oh my goodness, what are we doing here? Because we are Brazilians. We are not part of, we are not Indigenous peoples. How is this going to be? And I can tell you that we were welcomed by everyone there with open arms, and we were surrounded and embraced by this loving energy the whole time. And we were even singing, although we didn't know the words, because we were singing in Indigenous Peoples language. So, but we had an idea of the meaning of the song, because the person who was leading, she was wonderful. She was explaining, so we would feel comfortable to take part on the drumming circle. And it was I wasn't expecting that. I was super emotional, and I felt it was like a healing moment, very important. And we were being supported by all the women that were there. And I said, oh my goodness, this is, I think now I can understand about when we hear about this is a healing process, not only for Indigenous peoples, but for all of us. It doesn't matter, right? And then we also volunteered, and Luciana volunteered as well on the Artisan Winter Gift Fair. I don't remember exactly the name. And then we could see how your volunteers are also so connected, and giving their hearts to the work that Grandmother's Voice do. And we said, this is so good to be a part of a broader community as well, right? And learn from and with each other. And then we decided, okay, what else could we do? These programs are amazing. We would love to help Grandmother's Voice disseminate all these programs, all these opportunities, so people will see that it's not something for, can I say, Indigenous communities? Because I have to be honest, sometimes for us it's hard because we want to be super respectful with when we connect with other cultures, but sometimes we might not use the correct words, right? But we just want to learn. We are all here to learn. So sometimes I think that people might not connect or engage or join join you in this journey just because they are afraid of the unknown, or maybe they feel shy. Exactly all the feelings that we were having when we first met, right? So it's just to have the courage and the love in your heart and give the first step. So this is why we had the meeting with you to organize this free online event this coming Saturday, March 26th at 9:30 a.m. And we are so grateful that you will be there on a Saturday morning with us, just for people to have this opportunity to learn from and with the grandmothers of Grandmother's Voice about what's the real meaning of truth and reconciliation, how we can all be a part of this journey. And so this is really about sharing knowledge and building community and sharing love. So this is why we are running this online event. I can drop the link here on the chat for the page where people can find more information if you want. I just have to make sure that I know how to use the chat.
Yeah,
Just
if you can
remember that
drop
we
it, I
also
can pick it up.
they just have an auction happening on the same. Actually, it's already happening, right? With
Yes.
the indigenous products, original from the indigenous artist. Beautiful thing. So Clara is gonna drop off the link there. You can check out. And I think the auction is gonna be alive until 31st.
Correct. Until the 31st.
Yeah, so I think Clara said like beautiful things here, and then complementing what Rogerio said, Canada is giving us so much. It's a land of opportunity, and the first time I had contact with this word Indigenous here in Canada was when I came in 5-6 years ago when I started studying ESL through the government, and they do actually talk about a lot of the all the situation, and they are very compassionate. So I start digging in more information about that, and why not? Why can't we embrace that ourselves as well? Because we're here, and we are here because all this had happened, and so I think we should embrace as well. And I agree with Clara that sometimes we might think that is not for us. That who am I to do this? I'm just immigrant. I just came here, and I'm sorry, but no, we are here. We chose to be here, and I want to engage. I want to participate. I want to give as well.
And it's so important, right? Like, you know, my father also came from England, so he is an immigrant, but my mother is Cree from Treaty 6 territory, and this is the only place that she's ever known, and her family and her ancestors. But it's interesting how when you live in a colonized environment and a country of whose history is being told and whose history is being taught from, and we know that, right? So, you know, it's really important to have these oftentimes difficult conversations, to also let the government, and they're doing a better job of including stories of Indigenous people right across this land. And even when you are new to Canada, you become part of the land, and so that land has a history. And so we're so glad that you guys are on that journey with us, to learn together and stand shoulder to shoulder, as we always say, with our community, with our relatives, and with our cousins. And this will be a wonderful event on Saturday. We're really looking forward to being with you, with your group, doing some learning, and then spending a whole hour and a half on a Saturday with you guys. So it's going to be some really good, great conversations, and I'm really looking forward to it.
So I just shared the, I'm trying to stretch my hand without moving my face. So I just posted that in the chat, and I can't get rid of the smile when I hear and see people speaking from their heart. And, I think we're all so, lucky right now that we're in this time. And I know it's been challenging. There's been so much pain in this time, especially right now, with Ukraine and the communities and countries around them. And, if we can just love and be from our heart and share this, like as you're speaking, Clara, and everything that you've shared and speaking from your heart and saying love in these conversations. We're in a time now where I know I could never and would never bring those conversations up, even like at a boardroom or, in those spaces. And I think so many people are just speaking that right now. And so this is a really good time for us to share truths and love, with courage and support. And we're really grateful that you've shown up because, as Sherry said, partner in crime, we, when we met a few years ago and we both realized we had the same dreams of having and building community because, we were two women wanting the same things in a community that there were barriers and there wasn't understandings, and people want to do the right thing. And sometimes we're stuck in these systems of oppression that still exist, that don't allow us to move out of, the places that, our society has created and made us to be in. And now we can have these conversations, and now we can create these great opportunities, but we can't do it together. I mean, we can't do it alone. We need to do it together. And so, I know I'm just looking at this little tiny box right here, and I'm really excited. So we shared the link, and you can go in there, register, join us on Saturday. We're going to have some grandmas with us. We're going to have conversation, and there'll be a chat so you can ask questions. You can definitely, be involved and find out some things in what we're doing, and also find out more about your community, because this is what it's all about: building bridges, creating opportunity, and sharing love. So I'm so grateful for all of you. Nyawa, for being here. Thank you for your patience while you're, watching. And is there anything that you guys would like to say to sign off? Anyone?
Look forward to seeing you guys there.
We'll see you Saturday.
See you.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. It's an honor for us and a pleasure. So see you on Saturday, and everyone is invited to join us too. Just click on the link and register.
Yep. Awesome. And just go there in the link. I'll leave it up for another minute, and I think you'll be able to see it revisit on our Facebook and YouTube channel. And you can just go to that link and register for the event on Saturday. Nyawa, thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you soon.